Hello, girls and boys. Hello to everyone who's tuned in for our bedtime story. Now, I'm sure you are familiar with this book and that you know it. It's a book that's been read so many times by so many different people. I was looking through my bookcase trying to decide what story to read today, and I thought, I know, let's read Farmer Duck. So, are you comfortable? Are you ready? Are your listening ears working? Let's hope so. So Farmer Duck is written by Martin Waddell and illustrated, that means the person who drew the pictures, by Helen Oxenbury. Farmer Duck. There once was a duck who had the bad luck to live with a lazy old farmer. The duck did the work, the farmer stayed in bed all day, eating chocolates and reading his paper. See the duck bringing food. The duck fetched the cow from the farm field. "How goes the work?" called the farmer. The duck answered, "Quack." There's the duck pulling the cow along. There's the farmer shouting from his window. The duck brought the sheep from the hill. "How goes the work?" called the farmer. The duck answered, "Quack." The duck put the hens in their house. "How goes the work?" called the farmer. The duck answered, "Quack." I don't know if you can see him just there, shouting from his farmhouse. The farmer got fat through staying in bed, and the poor duck got fed up with working all day. I wonder if he shares those chocolates with anybody, whether he just eats them all himself. You can see the empty boxes there. He's had quite a few. "How goes the work?" Quack. 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 Nothing else is said, really. So the duck saws the wood, the duck plants the vegetables and then picks up the potatoes once they've grown. The duck does the washing up and even the ironing. "How goes the work?" Quack. "How goes the work?" Quack. The poor duck was sleepy and weepy and tired, picking apples, collecting eggs, and just tired and fed up by now. The hens and the cow and the sheep got upset. They loved the duck, so they held a meeting under the moon, and they made a plan for the morning. This is the plan. "Moo," said the cow. "Baa," said the sheep. "Cluck, cluck, 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 cluck," said the hens. And that was the plan. There they are, meeting together. It was just before dawn and the farmyard was still. Through the back door and into the house crept the cow and the sheep and the hens. They stole down the hall and they creaked up the stairs. Oh, can you see where they're going? Into the farmer's bedroom. They squeezed under the bed of the farmer and they wriggled about. The bed started to rock and the farmer woke up and he called. Can you guess what he called? How goes the work? And the cows shouted, moo. The sheep bleated, bah. And the ducks, or the hens, shouted, cluck, 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 cluck. They lifted up his bed and he started to shout, and they banged and they bounced, and the old farmer about and about and about, right out of his bed. And he fled with the cow and the sheep and the hens, mooing and barring and clucking around him. Down the lane they ran, and the cows were shouting, moo. Through the fields they ran, with the sheep bleating, bah. Over the hill they ran, with the hens shouting, cluck, 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 cluck. And he never came back. The duck awoke and waddled wearily into the farmyard, expecting to hear the farmer shout, how goes the work? But nobody spoke. Then the cow and the sheep and the hens came back. Quack, 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 asked the duck. Moo, said the cow. Bah, said the sheep. Cluck, 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 said the hens, which told the duck the whole story. He looks happy, doesn't he? Then, mooing and barring and clucking and quacking, they all set to work on their farm. So now the farm belonged to them, with nobody shouting at them about how the work was going. And there is the final picture, where you can see what a beautiful, happy, warm and sunny farm it now looks. Thank goodness the duck had those friends. Thank goodness those friends were there to help him. And thank goodness those friends were there and they realised the duck needed them to help him and to help him feel happier. That's what friends are for. That's what friends are for. And I know that you are all such good friends to each other. And if your friend needed help, then together you would come up with a plan to help them. So, I hope you enjoyed that one. Maybe it's one you do remember, or maybe it's one you've just heard for the first time. I hope you have a wonderful sleep. Snuggle down in that bed. Get yourself nice and comfy. Give that teddy bear a snuggle, or whoever you have in your bed to keep you company while you go to sleep. Maybe it's a doll, maybe it's a bear, maybe it's a tiger, maybe it's a monkey, whoever you have. I hope that soft cuddly toy helps you sleep well. So, good night from me. Sleep well, lovely girls and boys, and I will see you again tomorrow for another bedtime story. Good night. Sleep well.